I'm recording.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. So I would like... So, Brad, you were talking about the Resident Evil 6 giraffe.
Yes.
Do you know about the London Olympic Games?
No.
Okay.
In 2012?
In 2012, I'm going to show you the logo for the London Olympic Games. No, that's not... Right, here we go. Copy. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Do you see anything in that?
I think I see someone. I think I see someone taking someone from behind.
You know what the people saw?
Oh.
That's Bart and Lisa Simpson doing who knows what.
I see.
For some reason this past week, I actually did remember seeing a Newgrounds animation way back in the day about this logo.
I see.
This logo sucks ass. I just want to, like, even before... like, this is just terrible looking.
Hey, listen. I'm not going to sit here and defend the 2012 Olympics. You're not, this isn't... Sure, you say, go for it. Man. Kenneth Branagh in the opening ceremony in a top hat.
Oh.
Anyway. Hello, you are listening to Detour Quarry. We are coming to you from Mount Iwafune Quarry. My name is
I think
Red.
you'll find that we're from a random shack in Taiwan.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We had to escape Japan after the amateur podcasting was made illegal last time. So my name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
I really love taking orders. It's my favorite thing. But only the ones I like, to be clear.
It's an interesting way of life. It sort of sounds like you're just doing what you want.
Well, I just need to be... I just haven't found the right master yet.
I see. I understand. Also joined by Brad.
I've had a post-it note on my desk for like 2 months now that I'm just going to read out. This movie is about finding a medicated Dom.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we watched Stray Dog, Kerberos Panzer Cops.
They found his gun.
Yeah. They found several guns.
Also, not always called that, I should note.
Huh?
This movie has multiple names.
Okay.
Let me
other names?
I should have written them down. Let me grab these real quick. But there's a weird thing where this movie was originally titled The Island of Kerberos, but then was changed and was going to be called His Master's Voice. However,
that's so good.
Apparently this was a trademark that had been registered by Victor Entertainment for something else, so they couldn't call it that.
And by Victor, I mean his Master's Voice is a shop in Britain. HMV, or well, I don't. Have they gone under by now?
Is that what HMV is?
His Master's Voice, yeah.
I didn't
HMV.
know that.
the logo is the dog listening to the gramophone. So I don't know if that's the trademark. I don't know because I don't know that Japan cares about foreign trademarks.
Yeah. All it says is that Victor Entertainment Japan had the trademark to that title, so they had to rename it basically last minute, and it became known and I believe showed up in theaters as just Kerberos-Hellhound. But then when it came out on home video, it was renamed to Stray Dog Kerberos Panzer Cops, which is now what it's referred to as.
Okay.
Let me tell you, that's a more generic name than the one what they wanted to do.
So yeah, this is the sequel, prequel, the prequel. Prequels are sequels.
Yeah.
In a way, an interquel.
Don't like that. I don't like that word.
What, you're not turning on the first 10 minutes of Red Spectacles, pausing the movie, putting in the Stray Dog disc, and then watching all of Stray Dog before watching the rest of the Red Spectacles?
The Phantom Menace is a sequel to Return of the Jedi. Is the reality.
It is.
Of how things work. So yeah, this is about a guy called Inui who
Can I just say something unrelated real quick?
Go for it.
I had a haircut this week, and my hairdresser was like, yes, I like my wife doesn't like the Marvel movies, but I enjoy them. I've been doing this project of watching them in chronological order, which means I start with Captain America. And I'm like,
what are you doing?
I mean, I guess if you've already seen them, that's fine. But also, what are you doing?
That's funny. That's funny. I suppose anyway. if you're gonna try to have fun with Marvel movies, you got to find something.
You got to make your own fun.
You got to make your own fun. This is about Inui going to find Koichi in Taiwan. That's the main plot of that. That's the plot of the movie. There really isn't much plot in the movie.
Nope.
The summary is going to be very easy when I get to it. I haven't written one, but it's just going to be like breezy. Before we get to any of that, Brad, how did this movie happen?
So, this one is notably directed and written by Mamoru Oshii. Kazunori Ito, the writer of the Red Spectacles and frequent Oshii collaborator, was not involved with this, nor with Jinro. Just a little bit of an Oshii catch-up during this time period. I should say, this movie came out in 91. I believe Red Spectacles was 88 or 89. I want to say 89. So not
had Pat Labor the movie already happened yet?
Pat Labor, I believe, happens between the making of Red Spectacles and this one. Yeah.
Let me just see. I think
I think Pat Labor the movie is 88.
No, let me.
Red Spectacles was 87.
I document this is very recently, actually, in the past.
I see.
Yes,
yeah. So, early days is 98. I mean 88. The first movie is 89, as well as the beginning of the TV series. New Files is, the sequel to the TV series is 90, and then there's a couple of year gap until the second movie, which is 93.
Yeah.
I see.
So last time we discussed Oshi, he had hit hard times after Angel's Egg, as well as the Red Spectacles, were both seen as alienating and quite polarized in reception. However, Oshi still managed to find work and turn his career around. Kazunori Ito, good friend, invited him to work at a new anime production team, Headgear, where he would go on to work on several entries on the Patlabor series, as we discussed. However, from the jump, Oshi found himself at odds with several other key creative figures at Headgear, including the original mangaka, Masami Yuki, as well as the mechanical designer and longtime Oshi collaborator, Yutaka Izubuchi. Both of them wanted to depict a more positive and technocratic view of what futurized police forces could look like, while Oshi was much more interested in creating a cynical and pessimistic setting, and also saying stuff like, all this mechanical stuff would be a real motherfucker to actually maintain, and like he wanted that angle of it more so.
Is that mangaka the guy who writes the show?
I believe he is. I don't know if he's writing on the show, but he is a very key. Well, let me get to this next part. So,
Okay.
This came to a head when Oshi's input on the Patlabor TV series was significantly reduced because network and sponsors supported Yuki and Izubuchi and were like, well, we can sell toys with this one.
I'm gonna tell you, every eye catch is a different robot, a chibi version of a different robot.
That makes sense.
I'm like torn because on one hand, I'm like cooler on Patlabor 2, the movie. I'm like, Patlabor is more entertaining to me when it is just like fun, like workplace comedy, except it's, a mecha show about cops. But at the same time, ideologically, I am aligned with Oshi. That I'm pretty sure these people would be evil in real life.
So it's been a while since my last update on Patlabor on TV. I think I'm done.
Oh damn!
I got halfway in and I was like just fucking bored out of my skull. Sometimes you get a fun episode where it's like, oh, these two rival Yakuza guys have like bought their own labors that they're like piloting in their spare time, the way that they might own sports cars, and Noah has been invited to teach them how to pilot, and then they've started doing trying to be vigilantes to help the cops and causing loads of problems. And I'm like, yeah, this show's great. And then you get like two-parters of this secret mystery stuff, and I'm like, you're not Oshi. You don't have it.
If you're done, then can I recommend quick Google search? You go and at least watch what seems to be episode 15 of the New Files, because that's the Ultra 7 themed episode.
Oh, I see. I see.
Which I haven't seen yet, obviously, because I haven't watched the show. But
I think there are some good episodes in there, but it's just kind of it was my Thursday show, and increasingly I was like, oh, do I have to? And I was like, oh, I have to pull the plug.
It wasn't making you say, is it Thursday yet?
No, it was not making me say, is it Thursday yet? They're in the news or something. There's controversy. I say in the news.
What did they do this time?
I say in the news. There's I don't know, some shit to do with dice fudging that I don't care about.
Oh, I don't give a okay. I thought it was something exciting. Never mind.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It wasn't like the time when they put on pith helmets to advertise season 3.
Oh,
that's the big one. That's the one I remember. If you don't know what we're talking about, don't worry about it. Audience hostile podcasting. So
let me tell you about the time that the Adventure Zones started arguing with each other.
Where was I in this write-up? Okay, so Yeah, so Yuki and Izubuchi's vision for the series was favored over Oshi. Oshi became less involved in the TV show over the course of its run because of this. However, he was then given the go-ahead to create the second theatrical Patlabor movie, again with some remove. Oshii went all in on his signature directing style and cynical theming, which was a massive departure from the TV series that preceded it. However, the film was a massive critical and commercial success, resulting in a very shattered and uneasy division within Headgear itself that eventually resulted in it dissolving altogether. It was during the making of Patlabor 2 that Oshii and Izubuchi apparently had a legendary argument that resulted in the two not being on speaking terms for many years. Apparently, in like the last decade or so, they reconciled and acknowledged that they both view one another positively as incredibly talented and passionate artists, but they agreed that they should probably never work on something together ever again.
I see.
So
that's Memory Oshi's Patlabor.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he is confirmed he is not involved at all with Easy Y, the new project that
which makes sense as well, because it's also like a
TV follow-up.
It's a TV follow-up, not a movie.
Have you heard Maury Calliope's opening?
Let me tell you, I woke up and watched the trailer for that in like a haze one morning, and as soon as that theme hit, I went, huh? And then I looked down at the bottom left and saw the title, and I literally went, am I in a dream right now? like what's happening? And then I was like, oh no, okay. She's doing the OP, okay.
I can't escape Hololive.
No. So yeah. That brings us to this movie. I should also say real quickly, during this period, this doesn't get talked about a lot in the West, from what I can tell, but apparently is pretty positively received. It's a little bit different from his other work, but he also worked on a OVA at the time called Gozenso Sama Banzai, which apparently translates to Long, Long Live the Ancestors. And then also it has a compilation film called Morocco, both of which are apparently pretty well received in Japan. And the animation style is a little bit more less in that stylized like TV anime style at the time. And like, kind of like that Ghost of the Shell Patlabor 2 sort of artistic like character style where it looks like they're kind of trying to ground it a little bit more to like realistic proportions and stuff like that. That apparently originates with this OVA, and it's just a style he was like, oh, I kind of want to take this to my other work as well. And it's like a comedy drama sci-fi thing that I don't know too much about. I do want to watch it one day though. So yeah, that's kind of the Oshii catch up for this time period. Let's talk about the production of this year movie. Let me tell you, not a lot. I was kind of disappointed. I really wanted there to be more. I kept digging. I looked far and wide. Just not a ton on this movie's creation. So Stray Dog seems to have been made out of a desire from the people working on the Red Spectacles to create a follow-up that had a higher budget. 50 protect gear suits were made for this movie, which is...
Well, I mean...
Well, they're all in the hallway shooting the shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't remember that scene for a second, and I thought something terrible had happened. I was like... I thought that there had been some kind of this was some kind of fucking embezzling money or something.
Let me tell you. So this one I'm probably going to talk more when we cover Jinro, because it's like going more to like his other stuff and I think I mentioned last time, for anyone curious, that I was going to talk about the fast food grifter stuff. On actually digging more on that, I'm like, oh wait, this actually has a lot more in common with Jinro, so I'm going to save it for that. But the movie he made the year after this is called Talking Head, which is like a deep metafiction thing, also starring Chiba, that's like about an anime director that gets brought in last minute to finish someone else's movie.
I see.
But it's like he's kind of taking the piss out of his own work, and it's basically like he gets a bunch of his other like anime and movie industry friends to like wax poetic about their hot takes on movie creation, based on their different specialties. But there's a part where Chiba is just walking down the hallway of the animation studio, and it's just directly lifted from like how the hallway looks at the beginning of this movie, and I was losing my mind. Because like they have like the red siren lights and stuff, and I'm like, this is an anime studio. What's going on? It's very funny.
I should watch that. I think I could watch Chiba do anything.
Yes.
What a weird freak.
There was like a voice actor role I found out he did in the past week that I was gonna bring up, but I forgot. I need to go find it.
Another thing about that movie that's great is there's a part where a character's like, yeah, do you know about the ghost that haunts the studio? And it's the lady from the red spectacles, and she's just doing the red spectacles thing where she's a ghost in the background, but she's staring at you like in the posters in the movie.
I see.
And like this is good. I'm happy he's able to make fun of himself sometimes.
He voices Wedge Antilles in Star Wars.
Oh.
In the dub.
Okay.
Who voices...
I only watched Star Wars in the original Japanese.
Who voices Tag and Bink?
Shut the fuck up.
I was just thinking yesterday, because, listen to the new AMCA, and I feel like I get angry every time I remember Tag and Bink exists.
I'm so glad. I am so glad. I just happened to read Tag and Bink part 2 when I was a child.
Oh yeah,
just buying Star Wars comics.
First follow up to that direct thought. I was thinking while listening to that pod, just after remembering Tag and Bink, I was like, my 4 simultaneous feelings on Star Wars are: 1, I do not like Star Wars. 2, I don't hate Star Wars. No, I don't dislike Star Wars. 3, I don't care about Star Wars. And 4, I hate Star Wars.
Okay, yeah.
Which I feel all at the same time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found Chiba was the dub voice of Megatron in Beast Wars.
Oh. That seems very out of...
Now, what I also learned is that the Beast Wars Japanese dub is also just a lot more comedic than the American original.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, this makes sense to me as, like, can you imagine bringing Transformers to a Japanese audience when they've been, like, overwhelmed with mecha-related, like, other stuff? It probably hits a lot different.
Even though, like, it's not like Transformers wasn't, like, a partnership between Takara and Hasbro to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So there was always the Japanese side of it, but
yeah.
As we discussed last week in Gridman.
Yes. Let's see, where was I? Okay, so this one had a significantly higher budget. 50 protect gear suits were made for this movie, while the original film they literally stretched themselves thin just getting those 3 made. There seems to have been some early talks during the like pre-planning phases of this movie about what if the Kerberos saga became a sort of anthology work where they had different stories about each of these 50 suits and covering the lives of the people who become entangled with each of the different suits. And then eventually they were like, that's too much work. We can't do this.
Yeah, you know what I might like more as a concept?
It kind of interesting. Like, I do like the idea of, like, this is a franchise about this, like, kind of setting defining gear and how it ruins people's lives.
Like a human-sized Gundam.
Yes. Between the creation of this film and the original Red Spectacles, Mamoru Oshii wrote a spin-off manga titled Kerberos Panzer Cop, which ran until the early 2000s. This was what established the alternate history setting the series would become known for. The comic series is broken up into multiple parts and follows various characters during the struggle between the Kerberos police unit and a left-wing anti-government organization called The Sect, a group of disparate radical political activists who were forced to combine their forces in light of the Kerberos crackdown on subversive activities. Notably, this is the first Oshii work to film outside of Japan, which is something that he would end up doing in a lot of his filmography. The majority of the filming for this movie was done in Hong Kong and Taiwan. This in particular was done because they wanted to get more creative with the action sequences. And as it turns out, firearm regulations in Japan, even for things like filmmaking, very tight. They also partnered with an actual firearm manufacturer in the country to acquire a lot of the weapons used in this movie. A detail that doesn't really matter too much, but I guess for all the Ultra Q firearm heads. So we talked last time about the big machine guns, right? And you and I were like, oh yeah, the MG42, because I mean that's what it looks like. It's technically an MG34, the predecessor.
Well, you know what? That's just fine for me, because that means I don't have the stink of wearaboo on me.
Yes. So in this movie, they couldn't get a MG34, so they got the MG42 instead. But then when they actually like filmed like firing and recording the sound for it, they're like, this doesn't sound good enough. Like it didn't sound right, so they had to replace it with more modern machine gun fire noises, because they're like, this doesn't, it seems fake if they use the actual sound. The original script was much more action-oriented and featured more protect gear sequences. However, Oshii did not find himself motivated to make such a movie, and production slowed. Eventually, the cinematographer Yosuke Mamiya eventually told him, why don't you just do it the way you want to? And Oshii was like, yeah, you got it. From then on, instead of religiously sticking to the script that was written, Oshii and the actors took a much more improvisational approach, and Oshii found himself drawn much more to the scenery of the locations he was filming at, and that became more of a component of the movie. On the film's making, Oshii said, quote, I was happy that the film had a clear concept. At the same time, I thought, this might be the end of my career as a staff member on live-action films. But I have no regrets, because I was able to make it how I wanted to. And that's all that has been said on the production of this movie. One minor note, the Japanese Wikipedia article for Oshii, when discussing this movie, has a footnote about how he was supposed to be scheduled to be on a plane that crashed and everyone died on board, but he missed his flight last minute. I have not been able to find one single other reference to this anywhere online.
Someone just made this shit up.
Yes. And they cite some like out of print Japanese like cinema in Japan book for this.
Oh,
which like I have
house,
no way.
Baby.
Yeah, so like I have no way of proving this. The only other thing I could find is that a year later there was a crash of a flight coming out of the city that was referenced, but it was like a year after this movie came out. So I have no idea what's going on with that.
Crash happens in the city Oshii was in once.
Yes. I have some brief notes on our new faces here in the acting roles. So our main boy,
the tallest man in the world,
6'2", if you're
wondering. Is he more than Hideki Go?
I don't know. How tall is Hideki Go?
Why not?
But yeah, this guy's 6'2".
Every shot where they put him next to Chiba
yes,
is my favorite shot in the movie.
It's so good. So this man is Yoshikatsu Fujuki, who is primarily known as someone who works on Oshii's work. Before this, he was best known as playing a villain called Boss Gun in Kamen Rider Black RX.
Okay.
Oshii immediately took a liking to him as soon as, he was auditioning for the role, because as soon as he put on the protect suit, he was just like, oh, this, like, because he's so tall, it's such like a natural fit. Like, he looks really intimidating when he's wearing this. And they apparently just got along really well and became great friends. And Fujiki's career is primarily made up of Oshii films moving forward, to the point where, like, he's not even really acting much these days.
I did confirm Fujuki is taller by 7 centimeters than Jirodan.
I see. Okay.
There we go. We're doing the hard science, the hard work here.
Technical, not crude.
Mm-hmm.
True. So yeah, they're good friends. While playing a different character, he will return as the voice actor for the protagonist of Jinro in a few years.
I see.
We also have Tang Mi, played by Su Yi Ching. She is a Taiwanese actress who has primarily worked on a variety of dramas, often as an extra. And then we also have, last but not least, Takashi Matsuyama as Hayashi. I know him best because he's Oro in Street Fighter 3.
No.
I know this man from something. I don't know what. I'll have to look him up later.
There are 2 other roles I have that are these are apparently his big notable roles. He is Takeo Saiki, the father in Juan the Grudge.
Okay.
And he is also Morimichi Sugita in Kamen Rider Kuga.
That'll be him. I'd have to look up who that is. Yes, he's the side detective. He's one of the detectives. He's the veteran, the old veteran detective. Holy shit! Yes, I knew this man.
He voices a character from a Magical anime I've seen.
Okay.
Which one?
Corrector Yui.
Oh. And yeah, that's all I have on the making of this film.
Yeah, that guy is great in Kuga. He's like single-handedly carrying like an older vibe of cop in Kuga.
He does a good job being a shitty kind of cop man in this.
Yeah, some kind of guy. The Bunmei.
Yeah.
Apparently in Death Note he plays Jack Nylon.
Okay. Who the fuck is Jack Nylon?
I do not know who this is. Yeah.
That's all good. Cool. So we can talk about the movie. Okay. So the plot of this movie is that during like a siege, the Kerberos Panzer cops have been outlawed and they're now under siege in like their headquarters or something. And Inoue sees Koichi getting in a helicopter to leave. And he's like, where the hell are you going? And like he's stopped by his fellow Kerberos Panzer cops, and Koichi gets in the helicopter and he leaves.
One thing that I do want to point out here that I don't see people talk about, and I've always viewed this as but I'm not sure how intentional it is. When Inoue yells here, there is a shot of what like the face of the building looks like, and it looks awfully similar to the warehouse at the beginning of the Red Spectacles.
Okay.
Which does make me go...
Well, so this is like an interesting... This is like an... we now have...
3.
Hang on. Let me note this down, and then we'll talk about it when we're done.
Yes.
Three versions of Koichi leaving.
There's also apparently a 4th in the manga that also contradicts what has been shown.
You know what I bet it doesn't do? I bet it doesn't emotionally contradict what's been shown. There is a consistent emotional like through line through all the versions, in some way, just like framed differently.
Yeah.
Japan needs a Koichi.
And yet Japan needs a Koichi. Oh man. 3 years later, Inoue is on parole, forges a passport, leaves the country to go get in contact with this guy called Hayashi, who is running this organization that is keeping track of that is like helping Kerberos fugitives. And he's like, I want to find Koichi because, and this is the sort of the core of the movie, is that Koichi was a dog, right? That was his whole thing, is I'm a dog, and I'm loyal to my master. Koichi was himself master of dogs because he was a higher up in the
He was one of the Hell's Trio.
He was one of the Hell's Trio, and so for Inoue, he's a dog and his master is Koichi, and he's going to go find Koichi. And he finds this girl, Tangmi. I'm not sure on the pronunciation of her name.
I'm not
Tangmi.
either.
Anyway, finds out, Koichi has been hanging around with this girl, and he talks to her. Well, he breaks into her flat, and then she's like, "Nah, he's already gone," and then sells the condo, and then the two of them use that money, get a car, and they go to try to find Koichi. After a long journey, they do eventually find Koichi, who is just hanging out, farming. A great moment where Koichi turns around and just goes, "Hey." And then Koichi and Inui and Tangmie all hang out. They have a peaceful domestic life. Both of them get a job. One
of them's clearly working more than the other.
Yes. This is what it is to be a dog and a master. And then at some point in this domestic bliss, first of all, Inui has some struggles with this. He has a moment of clarity where he sort of sees who Koichi is in this moment and who he is becoming in this moment. And he's like, oh my god, how dare I be happy? But then Hayashi makes contact and tells Inui, right, so you don't think it was like weird that you were let out after 3 years? You don't think it's weird that you managed to just slip out of the country, no problems? We knew you were gonna go find. Everyone knew you were gonna go find Koichi, man. Everyone knew you were gonna go find Koichi. That's why they let you out. So now that you've made contact, you can hand him over to us, and you can live your peaceful life. You have until sunset. Inui finds Koichi and takes his suitcase off him, which has his protect gear in it, and has like a fight with Koichi. And wins the fight, and then goes to he like has like this vision where, there's a movie dealing in sort of emotional geography where like whatever you're feeling is where you are in reality, and he has this moment where he fights Koichi in like a like behind a warehouse or something, and then gets on his his motorbike and turns around, and he's outside the home that they've been renting, and he drives away. Meets up with Hayashi and has him help him put on the protect gear, and then he uses the
after they
gear.
film a sort of commercial for this beverage they're drinking for us.
Yeah, for a girly drink. This is, once again. And Inui puts on the protect gear, and then he starts shooting everybody. He starts killing everybody. And then at some point, he starts following a red ball, like a red plastic ball.
Recurring visual throughout the movie.
Yep.
Yes. That is associated with Tangmie. And while examining one of these balls, takes off his helmet, and then gets shot by one of the clown guys are back.
They were real. Who would have thought?
They were. Well, I mean, the real, quote unquote. This movie is still dealing
Absolutely.
in
he gets shot and a red ball falls out.
Yeah. And then he dies on the ground while he's reaching for the ball, but also hearing a helicopter, like when Koichi left.
Yep.
And then Koichi is outside an airport wearing his outfit, and he's ready to go back to Japan.
Where I'm sure things will go well for him.
Yep.
Yeah. Now that he's had this, now that Koichi's had this epic build-up, this really cool guy, I bet he's going to go back to Japan, and I bet he's going to wreck house. I bet he's just going to tear shit up.
I adore how much his presence adds to the weight of everything going on in this movie.
Uh-huh.
Hey, how did you two feel about this overall?
I'm not as high on it as Red Spectacles. I
wasn't as high on it as Red Spectacles, but also was like glad it was like this and not more conventional still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it was like what was the thing that I said that you laughed at? I said something in the chat when I was watching the movie last week. Let me just go find it. Red, keep talking.
Yeah.
In the first like half hour, I started to sort of it started losing me a little bit. I was like, I'm just kidding. This is like, it's interesting. It's sort of like, I watch Pat Labor the movie, and I get to that really long scene of the cops going through the dilapidated area of the city.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is fucking sick. And then I'm watching this movie, and I'm not really super invested, and I'm going through these long, just like scenes with no dialogue of just these characters wandering around cities in Taiwan, and I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah, this is, historically speaking, this has been the one of the three I like the least, and it has always been, because Oshii gets hit with this a lot of, he makes boring ass movies you fall asleep to because there's a lot of long shots of nothing happening.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And for the most part, I'm down for the long shots of nothing happening. This is the one that has always kind of stretched my patience a little thin. I think
the shots are neat and nice, but also could be shorter, I guess is the thing.
It's also just like, I think Inui's like not an interesting guy yet.
Yeah.
I don't think these characters are. I'm not invested in anything that's happening. I'm not really bought in on the vibe of the movie. In the way that, like, towards the end of the Red Spectacles, when it's Koichi like losing his fucking mind as his world collapses and he's wandering around Tokyo, and I could watch that all fucking day.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, Pat Labor the movie, I love that fucking bit. But I'll go for it.
I was just gonna say that I found what I said, which was simultaneously this isn't quite what I was expecting, but also this makes sense as a follow. Yeah. The shots are. It is a bit dry, it is a bit boring, but the shots are at least nice.
I do think by the end, I'm like, I hone in on like the sort of the main visual motifs with like
the hallways,
because you have it's the hallways. And then, but that is when it's hallways, when it's like going down narrow streets, when it's like following someone, when it's having like a clear goal and pursuing it, and it's like just constantly like moving forward.
It's like a dog's eye view, is what they're trying to go for.
But then also when you get to Inui feeling lost, it's huge wide open spaces.
Yeah.
It's the scenery by this on the seaside. It's like the ocean going away.
This is
as
what
far as
I
the eye can see.
was gonna say is I've probably had the best viewing experience I've had with this movie watching it for this podcast with the plot already in mind, realizing a lot of what this is setting up is Inui facing the idea of, I don't have to live like a dog, I could live in the world with people as a normal guy, and how the road trip element of this movie, of him just kind of hanging out, having his own form of like domestic life with this newfound family of his, kind of makes the choice more meaningful at the end, where he has to decide, do I give Koichi up and try to live as a human being, or do I still got that dog in me? Derogatory.
Derogatory. And unfortunately, he does still have that dog in me. Now, it's not lost on me that the object that he picks up on that he associates with Tang Mie is a ball that he chases.
Yes.
Because he's a dog.
Yeah, like there's like lots of shots. Like I think we first get it where like he opens the door and hits her accidentally.
Yeah, and
like the doll
she drops them all.
The ball just shows up out of nowhere, and then we get like it's there in like when they're doing like laundry or whatever, and then it's just there at the store. So it's just there all over the place.
Mm-hmm. He like gropes one in like a weird way.
Yes,
like when just hanging at the store.
Yeah. I'm
well,
like, okay, man.
There is absolutely an element like I especially think there's one scene where she is looking down on him while she's holding one of the balls, and like that combined with the discussion Koichi has with him about like, oh, she picked us up, like there's absolutely something psychosexual going on there with like control and like who has who wrapped around their finger sort of thing, as well as like the living as a dog in service to the state stuff going on.
The movie's definitely a lot more energetic when Koichi shows up.
Yes, I paused watching the movie, came back to it, and within 2 minutes Koichi showed up, and I was like, "Oh hey, here's all the energy."
The nastiest shrimp eater of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, I love him. He's the worst. I love him so much.
I love just like the scene where they're just eating the shrimp, and he's just doing it so noisily, and then like,
yes,
he just gets tired of this, and then like Koichi's like so indignant, he just like flips the table and they start fighting.
Yeah,
and they get locked outside.
The vibe on Koichi and Tang Mie is like, so first of all, she's like young. I don't know how I don't want to go around guessing, but like she's young. And one of the things that happens when Inui finds Koichi is he starts calling you're a coward, and then he in amongst the insult he slips in lolicon. And the vibe on like Koichi flipping the table and Tang Mie just like immediately getting up and walking away, like, not this again. Is like grim. But it's what a weird guy.
He's what Japan needs.
Yeah. I love just his energy with Inui, where he's like, when they're going to get the job, and
there's the really calm monologue. You can, why don't you live here peacefully? And immediately once the job starts, he's just like being the worst.
You lift with your legs. Come on. I think you're being lazy. And hitting it, like leaping and like pole vault leaping, kicking him in the back. Chiba's great as Koichi.
He's very funny.
Yeah. There's like I said, so the movie's sense of geography is driven purely by the emotions that the characters are feeling.
And like we get a lot of like the alleyways transition to the house hallways to the transition to the flashback to the tunnels in under Japan with all the Panzer suits, and it's like, yeah, it's cool.
Get another Kenji Kawai Labyrinth track for the battle sequence of this movie called Battle in the Labyrinth.
Very good. Okay. For all the sort of like, this is more expensive, I would say the fight at the beginning of Red Spectacles is way better. I'm not super high on this shootout. It seems more expensive. They shoot more bullets. But I just think there's a couple of shots in like,
there's some cool moments, but it's also like maybe takes longer than it needs to.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
it's very slow.
It's also interesting because it feels like the movie was like, like the Red Spectacles, and then at the end it's like, well, now we're gonna be more conventional for once.
Inui gets because the movie's a little more normal. Inui does actually get the catharsis.
Yeah.
But
I will say I don't know I care to get the answer in this movie of what happened to the suit, Koichi's suit, which is like, we find out because Inui stole it.
Inui stole it.
Yeah.
And so that's why Koichi doesn't have the suit, which is, what? I hadn't even thought about that until now, but that is right. That is a little bit like connecting the dots in a way that I'm like, okay, I guess
that. Charitably, we still don't know why he has all those glasses, but
I like it in the sense that there is something about Inui has become the thing Koichi tells himself he is by following the lie that Koichi has laid down, and he dies for it. And I do kind of fuck with that.
Yeah.
Like the end
Koichi
of the
will
movie
die
trying to live the lie himself.
The end of this movie may as well be looking at his corpse while the narration all but says "good boy." Like it's wild.
Yeah.
I like the little dumb comedy bit where he shoots the guy with the grenade launcher and he keeps walking and then blows up.
Oh, yeah. Keep walk straight past him, blows up the stairwell,
and then it falls over. That and the part where, and this is the money shot of the movie where they all are shooting at him and he just like tanks it, and then he looks up from his like shield arm and the red spectacles are doing their thing.
He used bite.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think it goes on a little. I didn't need all that, frankly.
We were going to talk about these three versions of Koichi leaving.
Yes.
So we got three separate versions of Koichi leaving. The two in red spectacles. The first is presented the epic shootout in the warehouse. And then his two comrades tell him, no, you have to go on without us. And come back one day. And then the other one is him fleeing in the rain while all his comrades are attending like the ceremony where the Kerberos are being like dissolved. And against his comrades' wishes, he's stolen a suit and running away with it. And here we have, from Inui's perspective, we have Koichi getting in a helicopter, you doing the classic military officer thing of getting on the horse and leaving the infantry behind. He gets in the helicopter and flies away, and Inui and his comrades are left to be defeated by the government. But he's helped by the rest of the other Kerberos cops, right? It's not like he's not like running away in secret. And so we have these three contradictory versions of events, but they all kind of mean similar things, just with different framing. Go for it.
This version. So something that I've always found interesting about this particular version as depicted in this movie, we see the Kerberos, cops all within their facility, and they all they have that 1,000-yard stare. They're like huddling with their weapons. There's like sirens going off, and they just look so tired, and they're besieged.
And the government is like blasting the message over and over again. Lay down your weapons. Surrender quietly. Your organization has been dissolved.
And the thing I find interesting about that is I feel like when they're talking about it in hindsight, and I mean, this can easily be implied by what we see, but like Koichi and Inui seem to have a memory of it being a much more violent and active, like, battle between the two versus what we see is like this could have just been a tense surrender that got a little hot towards the end. Like there's still a lot of ambiguity there of exactly what the dissolution of the Kerberos unit looks like, which I enjoy the ambiguity there.
Yeah, and you get like Hayashi saying like, well, no one fucking cares about like that was 3 years ago.
Yes.
and like I'm sat there thinking 3 years isn't that long a time for like cops rebelling against the state. And so like his diminishment of the events sort of serves, you know, contrasts with the visuals we've been shown. Although, you know, he might have a vested interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sort of the core like fundamentals of all three events is like Koichi leaves his comrades behind and with some kind of intention in his heart of one day returning, although not meaning it seriously. Because, you know, you can't. What are you going to do? And then, you know, one day it'll drive him mad and he'll return.
But not until he had all that shrimp.
Not until he had all that shrimp.
And this is something I often wonder.
The shrimp eating sounds in the background.
My opening bit for this podcast should be like a mukbang.
Yeah. I should absolutely edit the shrimp eating sounds into the background of this podcast. Just
make everyone deeply uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Does Koichi go back to Japan if Inoue never comes into his life?
That's a good question.
Does this reawaken something in him that he clearly seems to be avoiding?
Well, yes, he does, because the movie didn't exist until... Because Inoue didn't exist until this movie got made. Mm-hmm. And he did return in the red spectacles. Now, if we think about it, you know, logically, then I think this movie is positing that, like, Inoue has an effect on Koichi that causes him to return. In some way.
Yeah, this movie is a lot of, like... This is a very anti-loyalty movie in a lot of ways. Because, like, especially in the ways in which, like, Inoue is just so naive and shown the whole time of, like, this guy is not someone who is capable of making good decisions for his own benefit.
Yeah.
And there's the question towards the end of the movie where Hayashi's been kind of strong-armed into helping him put on the protective gear right before the final shootout, where he goes, "Who is your master anyways?" And Inoue stares back at him. And I think in that moment, Inoue himself believes he's his own master now. Cut to Metal Gear Rising OST. But it's Koichi. It's still Koichi. Yeah. Everything
he's doing
he does
this
is
to
for
save Koichi.
Yes.
And part of him realizing that that's true is the, like, because, you know, that all that shootout happens like indoors in these tight spaces, and then he follows the ball outside, and the next shot we see him is from the walls of a guy sat against the wall of the building that they've just left out into like just open space again. He's like, once again, he's like in the world where like looking at the world of like a purple, like a life without the purpose that he's been chasing. And just feeling kind of lost. Which I think that whole core of the movie is like is pretty good. You know, I think it's good.
I like it. It has heavy competition with its predecessor, which is deeply unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like it is nowhere near as late. I definitely feel like you feel the lack of Ito's involvement in this movie. There's a lot less layers going on with the the script, and learning that most of it was kind of made up on the spot.
Yeah, the moment you said Ito didn't write this, Mamoru Oshii wrote this, I was like, oh well, that explains why the movie's like this.
Yes,
that explains why it's not. I'm not gonna be going back and what. First of all, I'm not sat here going like, oh my god, what on earth was this movie about?
Yeah.
And then watching it a second time and losing my mind every 5 minutes. But I do think it's pretty good.
It's solid.
Yeah. What about Hayashi? What do we think about him?
So Hayashi is like operating in the Bunmei role, but like with remove.
Yeah.
Because he's in a foreign country.
There's a degree to which I wonder how in on it he is, because there is part of me that wonders, now, is this network something that from the jump was a state-created thing to track these guys, or was this a thing that he started and then the government caught wind of it and he got kind of pressed into being their dog too?
The thing that kind of occurs to me, one, he helps Inui put on the gear, which suggests, I don't know, I don't want to do. Oh, he's clearly, the movie is implying he's secretly part of the Kerberos police, but like there is a degree of like him talking about all the dogs being lost and like how the dogs can't.
He has his
interact
own
with
monologue
the
about
humans.
the dogs early on in the movie.
Yeah, and
where
he's talking.
We're in a way is briefly in a cage door thing.
Yes, and I Hayashi to me feels like a guy who has made the other choice from Inui in the past. He feels like a guy who has taken the deal,
and really wants, like, it seems like he has gone out of his way to set up Inui to be able to take that deal.
Yes. You know, Koichi is a lost cause, but like Inui, you know, he could have his happiness, but
he could be ignored. He's not big enough of a potential threat,
and he declines. So yeah, I think Hayashi is like an interesting like little mirror for Inui in terms of like he's made the other choice in the past. I think
got a killer suit.
Yeah.
Fucking does.
Doesn't do the mambo.
No. The weird, there's like the moment first of all, when all the clown guys show up in the elevator, I was like, hell yeah. with violin cases, and I'm like, you've got guns in those violin cases, and then they've got violins in those violin cases.
Other culture.
Such a great gag.
It's really good.
They play the music for this little commercial for a drink.
I think I saw somewhere that this is apparently a parody of like a commercial that was on Japanese TV at the time, which is great.
That sounds real. That sounds real to me.
Just immediately dating your movie.
Yeah. There's nothing Oshii loves more than dating his movie with references.
Yes.
Like how Vlad references Castlevania.
Yeah, well, yes. What else is going on in this movie?
I know you made a particular note between our podcasts that you wanted to talk about Oshii's definition of a dog.
Oh, yeah. So last time I had an extreme negative reaction to being informed of a director's opinion of his own movie before I had talked about it. And so I immediately out of hand just dismissed Oshii's idea of like, oh, through the dog stuff I'm exploring like myself and like how I feel like a dog not who isn't living in that old world anymore. And I was like, oh, shut up. I have my own opinion about the movie. And so we didn't actually talk about it. It was my fault. So this movie, I definitely, Oshi sort of like the idea of Oshi framing his own like leftist like student movement organizing like militant stuff like through the lens of like fascist cops being oppressed by the government is on the one hand insane, but on the other hand it kind of works in like a very strange way. Of like, yeah, go for it.
Finish your thought, because having watched Talking Head and some of the interviews around the fast food grifter stuff, I've found some choice quotes that made me think I understand what he's doing with that more. But finish your sentiment real quick.
Well, so last movie I was talking about how Koichi is from the old world before the Cold War, right? He's from a different breed of fascist. We used to just wage war against people. I'm wearing a German World War II helmet.
Yeah,
on my head.
he's like Nazi Germany as opposed to West Germany.
Yeah, but in this movie, the thing that there's at some point in the first like half hour of the movie, it came across to me, maybe in like the conversation with Hayashi, is the idea of Inui and like the dogs they're talking about being active coming from a time of politics. And obviously politics doesn't end, but like a time when politics was like happening in the streets, where you could see it and where you like a normal person could engage with it. In a way that its politics is veiled, is concealed. It happens behind closed doors. You don't have access to it. So the idea of taking like this archetype of like a cop who essentially the maverick cop gone to like the most extreme you can possibly get. And doing like, the world has changed, in the sense of like, we're not out in the streets fighting for shit. It's different now. I think I clicked with what Oshi was saying a little more in the first half hour of this movie.
The thing that hit me like a fucking brick to the face is was watching some of the extras on the discotheque release of the Fast Food Grifters movie. And there's another character in that who is a left-wing activist where they do the stray dog like metaphor again. And in the middle of discussing so first of all, there's just a really good interview with some other director who I didn't recognize, just basically talking about like, hey, Oshi, how do you make your characters? Like, why are they like that? And a lot of it was like pretty standard stuff of like, well, I create the world first, and then I think about what type of people would exist in this world. And like, he goes from there. Like, he doesn't believe, like, when he creates a story, he doesn't believe in having the cast first and then the world, or like making the setting around it. He's a very setting first guy, which makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He also said that he thinks part of the reason he became that way is because when you're a young director, a lot of the times you don't get to choose what you make. You say, hey, you're on this franchise, or you're adapting this work, and you kind of need to find like, well, what's my perspective on this stuff? So he feels like it kind of grew out of that. But when discussing one of the characters of one of the fast food grifters, who is like kind of like a metaphor for like a lot of that, like, 60s, 70s, all the way to the 80s, like left-wing activist type. And they're doing the dog metaphor. Oshi just drops this. And I went, holy shit. Because it immediately made me think about like Inui's struggle here against like the scene where he and Tagmie are
So first of all, this is an image of Mamoru Oshii with the subtitle "Beautiful towns don't need stray dogs."
Yes. And the struggle that Inui feels, where like when they're searching for Koichi, like they're grabbing a bite to eat and just hanging out, like a normal like friend, like normal friends or a normal couple or whatever would. They see like a little like stage play thing and sit down and just like enjoy that for a little bit. And just like this idea of like the clear tension and discomfort of what I want to do with my life or the sort of direction I'm heading down feels antithetical to like the peace I've kind of discovered here, and wrestling with that I thought was interesting. And then the other thing was in Talking Head, there is a part where a character is discussing the existence of living in exile, which one made me think about like the fact that, and again, this is Talking Head was made the year after Stray Dog was released. But there's a character who says, the best work is always done in a foreign place in a situation similar to exile. They say all of Lenin's ideas were formed while he was outside of Russia. In those days, the Russian people suffered from hunger by wait, hold on. I got these out of order. But like Lenin himself was like biking around in the mountains. And then he says, by being in such a situation, by existing in two different places simultaneously, one can best contemplate ideas. And I get kind of what he's going for now between these two like different thoughts kind of like coalescing in my brain, of the tension of feeling like you just don't belong anywhere, and having all these disparate like forces in your life pulling apart and kind of having you like feel like you're seeing like you are just, by the nature of life and this overwhelming sense of like the world has moved on past you, being forced to kind of contend with like, well, what do I actually believe in? Like, what are my ideas here? And what should I do? Like, should I chase these thoughts even though it will further alienate me and make me feel like I don't quite belong? Or like, do I just give up? Almost in a way. It's sad.
The thing that's interesting about this is that for the, it again, it was like leftist organizing, but it's like a very individualistic framing on like what it means to be involved in that. Is the idea, but the reason that you wind up having that individualistic framing on it is because you didn't win, and now you're alone in a world where you lost, and that the alienation of that. Yeah, I can definitely see that in these characters. I think Inui's I can't remember the actor's name, but his choice is so great because he's so tall.
Yes.
He just doesn't look right in any of these places.
No.
He just looks so out of place all the time.
The actor Yoshikatsu Fujiki, he does a really good job too of just having this bumbling expression of like, I don't know what to say or what to do with my hands in any given situation.
The scene when they go to get the job, and the guy offering the job says, "Yeah, if you work hard, you might be able to get a raise." And we cut back, and Inui has the most gormless look on his face I've ever seen, and Chiba's got a huge smile, and he just reaches all the way up to his head because he's not a big guy, and he puts his hand on the back of Inui's head and just pulls it down into a bow. It's very good. Yeah. Anything else on this movie?
I don't know if I got anything.
we might not. It's not like I said.
There's not a ton.
There's not a ton going on in it. It's a 90-minute movie, and a lot of the movie is again Oshii doing his thing, just sort of quiet scenes wandering through spaces. I think we didn't mention the scene where Koichi's chasing the ball out of the building, but the thing we see is he's walks out of an alley into like an open space in front of a temple, sees Hayashi, and then turns in and walks into the temple, and then he gets killed. Which I think is, just a very effective, just a little quick little metaphor.
Or Fantasio.
Oh, something I did.
True.
I saw a loose quote about this film too. That one of the reasons that apparently Oshii chose Taiwan, in addition to like it really does sound like the firearm thing was the big thing, but something of particular note that I do want to hit on is that architecturally, Taiwan's an interesting place in terms of like even the beginning of the movie with the apartment buildings. There's a very interesting mix in the cities of Western style architecture, Japanese style architecture, Southeast Asian style architecture, all kind of combining into like these different communities where they kind of feel like clashing with one another. He thought visually looked really interesting, and I think that's worth, especially too, like the movie starts in the city and gets more rural. As they all kind of settle down, which I thought was a little interesting too. Of like, you go from the hustle and bustle to like, oh, we're living a quiet life, a little bit removed from other people's
someday
affairs.
Someone will make a movie about how living a quiet life means living in a city. Someday. Imagine living out in the sticks with bad Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think for the most part, the movie's a little bit light, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's the one of the three I revisit the least, and I don't think that'll change. But I think it does its job fairly effectively. There's definitely still meat here.
Yeah, that
not like the movie.
Third
for cats.
movie. What was that? Sorry,
not like the movie for cats.
No,
we don't that.
No. That third movie is not a sequel to these movies.
Nope.
That is an anime movie. This is the one that I've known about for years. As just vaguely as like, oh, that's the anime movie where some guys wearing some Nazi looking shit shoot guys.
Yeah. Somehow I didn't know about this movie until Brad brought it up for the Detour, actually. So.
Okay.
But then I started hearing about it like everywhere after.
Everywhere. Oh,
yeah.
Naturally.
Yes.
The Thunderbirds effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
In
which case,
I asked last time. I'm assuming the answer is going to be fairly similar because I asked last time what y'all thought Stray Dog would be based off Red Spectacles. What are your anticipations for Jinro, the Wolf Brigade?
Honestly, I just assume this one's going to be a bit more normal.
I think Jinro... Ito's not back for that one, you said.
Nope. It is. Well, okay, so here's what I will say, and I want to make sure I get his name right. So Jinro, the Wolf Brigade, 1999, was written by Oshii, but this is post his success with Ghost in the Shell, Pat Labor, all that stuff. He was a little bit busy. He intended to direct, but ended up just writing, and it is instead directed by Hiroyuki Okiura.
Ooh, that's an interesting combination that I don't know if I've ever seen. Is an Oshii written thing directed by someone else?
This is written, I should say, by the director of the 90 Lodas War OVA.
Okay.
as well as he did the helicopter. He did the opening credits of Cowboy Bebop the movie and the helicopter attack scene in Pat Labor 2. I guess are his big claims to fame.
I see.
So
I see.
Good gig if you can get it. Question mark.
Yeah.
The helicopter attack scene is iconic.
It's been a while since I've seen Pat Labor 2.
It's like they shoot the windows out and there's like big machine gun fire and stuff. I think.
Yeah, they like shoot all of the mechs when they're still in the bay.
That's
with
the
a
one.
helicopter, and it's just like, oh, now we can't use the labors no more. There's a coup happening. It's snowing outside.
What do you think they call Labor Day?
Oh shit!
World?
They probably just have May Day in Japan.
Yeah, but like presumably labors exist in America. Well, you know what? I say that like Oshi settings have normal histories.
Yeah.
That might not be the case. I think that's going to be it for Stray Dog.
I think so.
We didn't ask for emails for this movie, did we?
I don't think so.
I mean, I assume people will send stuff if they ever have it, but I'm sure you can expect what we got, which is,
Yeah. Well, this is going to be a nice, tight
we got one
podcast.
email, and it's for Gridman. So
there you go,
Baby Dan. I wouldn't be surprised if people had. I mean, Jinro is the one of these people have like seen, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get something for that. But I don't know. If you have any thought about any of the Kerberos movies or this entire little, Detour Quarry, I think you can set them in for the last one. We can talk about them all as a whole.
Yeah. So the thing we're definitely gonna do right at the start of Jinro is we're gonna tell anyone who's decided to click on that one specifically, hey, go watch the Red Spectacles.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm already telling people this if they mention having seen Jinro in my personal life. I was like,
hey,
did you know there's a way better movie?
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
No, I will say I like Jinro. I do like Jinro.
Okay.
So, but Red Spectacles just can't be beat. It's like Zaba's the Sword.
It's like Zaba's sword. It can't be beat.
Zaba's sword cannot be beat. Everyone knows.
What?
Do you not know this?
What is this?
Oh,
I might know it.
There is an old. This is probably exclusively a United States affair, but there was this old commercial for like Naruto toys that used to play. It was this kid with Zaba's sword, and it just would go, "Zaba's sword cannot be beat."
I see. I'm watching this now.
Yeah.
This is okay. Okay, he didn't have he wanted to put an accent on that.
Let me tell you,
he wanted to go the full Nemoidian. I could tell.
I really enjoy this sword is nowhere near as big as Zaba's sword. If I was a child,
no, you can't actually hold a sword as big as Zabuza's sword.
Of course, but as a child, I would have looked at this and have gone, no, thank you.
Do you know the thing with Zabuza's sword is that if it gets broken, you can restore it by cutting people with it because it takes the iron from their blood and turns it into the sword, into metal.
Nintendo developers thinking, oh fuck, what do we do for Breath of the Wild 3? Nobody
introduces Zabuza's sword. It fixes itself.
People are really mixed on the weapon durability. How do we? I'm pro weapon durability.
You know who has a bigger sword?
Who?
Guts.
Sephiroth.
True.
That's true. Sephiroth and Cloud, the ideological clash of swords.
Mm-hmm.
Which sword is better, the really long and thin sword or the Guts sword?
Everyone's always saying it's all about the girth, and yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly, man, Mira's one of the greatest. He just is like, what if this sword was just a fucking slab and he just changed history for the better?
Yeah.
Dragon Slayer rules.
Yeah. And he, the instant just like negation of anyone going like of anyone seeing Guts with that sword and going like, you couldn't. That's not really a sword. And I'm like, well, let me hey, hang on, I've got a quote for you.
Does anyone know what this could be compared to? Like a heap of some sort of some material?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a new chapter of that dropping like today or tomorrow.
I gotta get back to that manga.
It's my favorite. I think I would say.
I can't be a fake. I can't be a poser.
Yeah. Maybe one day I should get back to FF14 just to do the fucking Dark Knight quests.
No, you shouldn't.
You're so right. If you want to find us online, you can
find
do
us
so.
on FF11. No,
you can find us on FF11. I wish I had that kind of time. You can find us online. We are still on Twitter, technically, at ultra_QUEUE. We're also on Blue Sky, where we are at ultra_QUEUE. No underscores on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm Red November. Mail your plugs.
You can send an email to ultraQpod@gmail.com. We have a coffee. UltraQ Fund. And we'll be watching Jinro when we finish Gridband, basically. That's the schedule.
Yeah.
So.
In like 2 months.
Yeah.
At the end of summer. You can find me on Blue Sky at Beinvoke. That is BEINVOKAD.
Sorry. Why did I interrupt you for a bit? That's stupid.
That's staying in. That's staying in. I'm sorry. You commented on it, so now it has to stay in. If you hadn't said anything, I'd cut it for you.
At the end of the dog days of summer, Brad, you're allowed to repeat yourselves.
I've got nothing. Everyone knows where to find me.
At Evo with 2 other people.
Yeah, I'm so happy they're losing their fucking. I'm so happy they're losing out on on attendance. Now
it's like down like
I think the funniest thing is
because
of geopolitical events, it may not even also be financially advisable for Saudi Arabia to keep investing in sports.
Yes. Now I will say, unfortunately, the reality of the fact that there's like an Evo for every fucking day of the week in multiple parts of the world means probably a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out and make the trip, probably no longer feel the need to do so, as well as, America's just not, I would not recommend anyone travel to America right now, being completely honest.
Sure.
So
weird.
Last time I came back to America from Canada, they gave me a hard time, and I went, really? I'm gonna be real. I didn't expect this.
You sure? Okay. All right. Well, that's it, everybody. Next week we'll be back to Ultra Q. We will be watching 3 more episodes of Gridman. Baby Dan. Bye for now. I guess that's the end of the podcast.
Goodbye.
Later.